I will tell you this wonderful story today. I call it A Bridge Across Time. It is a story of reunion, healing, and new beginnings. But before I start the story, I want to point out that there is a beautiful song where the same story is told, here at the end of the video. I would also like to ask you, dear listener, to subscribe to our channel, like, and give a short comment if you like this story. And then the story begins. Claire knelt in her garden as early morning light poured across the rows of lavender she'd planted decades ago. The earth was cool, rich with memory, and her hands moved rhythmically, weeding and pruning, but her mind wasn't on the soil. It was somewhere else, in a different season of life. A face had returned to her thoughts with surprising clarity. Michael. Michael had been her childhood best friend, her first secret crush, and the boy who used to race her down country roads with bare feet and wild laughter. They'd spent summers reading under the same tree, carving initials into bark, and promising to write letters forever. But life, as it does, had swept them in different directions. Claire left for college. Michael joined his father's construction firm. Their letters slowed, then stopped. The connection, once as constant as breath, became a quiet ache she buried beneath years of purpose and solitude. Then, after 4 decades, an unexpected message arrived in her inbox. "Claire, it's Michael. I hope this still reaches you. I've thought of you often." She read it 5 times before responding. They agreed to meet at a small cafe by the coast. The rain had just let up when he walked in, the bell above the door chiming like a memory. Claire stood as he approached, and though the years had weathered them both, there was no mistaking the familiar spark in his eyes. They hugged, tentative at first, but soon relaxed into something far more natural. Comfort. The hours slipped by. They talked like old friends, skipping over small talk and diving into realness. He had been married, widowed for 5 years, 2 grown children. Claire had never married, too devoted to her work as a youth counselor and too cautious with her heart. Yet here they were, sharing stories, remembering smells and songs, and afternoons spent pretending the world was theirs. In the weeks that followed, they met often, sometimes for coffee, sometimes for long walks near the sea. It was during one of those walks that Claire shared her lifelong dream, a creative space for teenagers to write, paint, talk, and heal. "So many of them just need someone to believe in them," she said. "A safe place to be seen." Michael listened intently. He asked questions. Then 2 weeks later, he returned to her house with blueprints tucked under his arm. "I designed it for you," he said. "For them. For us." Claire stared at the drawings. Cozy reading nooks, open art studios, a garden courtyard with benches under trees. "It's perfect," she whispered. Together they approached local officials and found an old community hall that had stood empty for years. With Michael's architectural experience and Claire's passion for youth programs, they secured funding, gathered volunteers, and named the center the Bridge. The name reflected more than just a structure. It was a metaphor. For the young people transitioning between childhood and adulthood, for the reconnection between 2 old friends, for the healing of lost time. Opening day brought a gentle warmth. Teenagers roamed the hall with wide eyes. In one room, a girl painted her dreams in watercolors. In another, a boy stood silently by the window, scribbling poetry into a worn notebook. Claire watched them, her heart full. Michael stood beside her, hands in his pockets, eyes on the future. "You were right," he said. "They just needed a place." Claire looked at him with a soft smile. "So did we. Some reunions don't just heal the past. They build the future, brick by brick, word by word, hand in hand. Thank you for listening to the story to the end. May I humbly ask you to subscribe, like, and maybe write a short comment. Thank you.
She knelt in the garden, hands in the soil. Years had passed and life had toiled, but a name rose soft through morning light. Michael, the boy who once held her tight. Childhood dreams and barefoot days, laughed through summer's golden haze. But time rolled on like rivers wide, and love got lost in the turning tide. But love returns in quiet ways, through morning mist and ocean bays. A message sent, a door reopened, old hearts healed from words once spoken. They met again, no need to hide. They built a bridge across time. He walked in slow, the cafe's bell rang. 1,000 memories sweetly sang, with lines on faces but eyes the same. Two souls still dancing in life's long game. She dreamed of a place where young hearts grow, where hope could rise, where light would flow. He brought the plan, she brought the fire. Together they raised their shared desire. For love returns in quiet ways, through dream-built halls and sunlit days. With hands and hearts they laid the stone for kids to dream, to paint, to own. And brick by brick, side by side, they built a bridge across time. Some say the past has gone too far, but love remembers where we are. It waits in silence, soft and true, and comes to life when we walk through. Yes, love returns